Hello, everyone. It's Tamara Bennett, and I'm here with one of our Painters Clubhouse members, Miss Pam Savage. Hey, Miss Pam.
Hello, everyone. So excited to be on here.
I am so happy to have her on here. She has always been one of my biggest supporters and cheerleaders, and we met for the first time at one of our live events in Nashville, Tennessee. And she lives in Texas, isn't that right?
Just 60 miles north of Dallas. So if you wanted to spend the night with me during the live, I'm close enough. But
You could have a slumber party over at your house.
yes, oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah. Well, Miss Pam has joined our Painters Clubhouse. How long ago was it now?
It'll be 3 years in August.
I was just telling my husband last night, I said, can you believe that we've had the Painters Clubhouse for 4 years?
Oh, I know.
I
can't
remember.
believe I didn't know about the first year, but I didn't know you then.
Yeah, it took a minute for us to make that connection. But I remember one of my mentors having a business coaching group back when I first started Painters Clubhouse, and she had already had that group for 2 or 3 years. And I remember thinking like, wow, what must that be like to have a commitment every month that you are teaching people every month for 2 or 3 years, and 4 years went by like that. I mean,
Yeah,
it just feels
close
like it
your
was a breath.
eyes. And I mean, I found you on YouTube one night, surfing YouTube. When I started, we didn't have internet or anything like that. You just got together at each other's houses and you met a few people here and a few people there. So internet was all new with this, with painting. I found you painting in a closet or in front of a bookcase in a little bitty corner, but you immediately pulled me in with your positive attitude, and you just kept it real. If you messed up on something, you didn't try to hide it. You go, look, here's my mistake, learn from it.
Yeah,
So,
here, let me show you how to fix it.
yeah, it wasn't everything was perfect and try to live up to this. It was, no, hey, we're gonna make mistakes, but
Yeah.
it's fixable.
Yeah. I hear that all the time. People say, well, you're so real. And I'm like, well, I don't feel right if I can tell when I start to get in this mode of feeling like I need to do things a certain way or be a certain way. And it's like a disconnect. It doesn't feel right. And so I have to remind myself, like, just relax. You don't have to be any certain way on these live videos. They love you for who you are. And so we have to remind ourselves sometimes to do that and to just relax. Everybody's saying that they love your wall back there behind you.
Oh, love my wall, huh?
Yeah,
Those
your paint holders are so cool.
absolutely love those. I bought the first two I bought on Amazon, and then the second two I loved them so much I got two more, and I'm probably going to get two more, but because I filled them up really quick. But you know how we are with paint. But the other two on Etsy, and they were like 59 something. They came with handles on them, but I took the handles off. They each hold 80 bottles of paint. They make a nice display, but they're right here at my fingertips, and I absolutely love them. I get asked that every live I do. Where did you get those? And
yeah,
so they're still there.
Well, after I saw yours, I looked into how they're made, and I went and bought the stuff to make some for myself, but I just haven't had the time. So one of these days, I'm going to get around to figuring out how to make them, and I'm going to make my
Well,
own.
I'll hold off and not buy from anybody else. You just tell me when you get one made, and I'll buy the first one.
No, don't do that. You can just, it's not going to take away any business from me if you buy from somebody else. It's fine. I just want it. I'm a maker, and if I see something, I'm like, I can figure that out. And so
now, see, that's Tamara. Somebody else and others that I have followed would, okay, yes, you need to wait. Purchase from me, and she's like, no, look, I mean, she doesn't care. She just wants you to get what you need, where you need, and that makes us want to buy from her. I mean, she just shares her information. She just doesn't mind if we use her things, or if we have to get it somewhere else, that's fine. She just wants us to be happy.
I think there's enough business to go around for all of us. You're a believer in God and Christ like I am, and I know that you think just like I do, that if we give freely to others, He will give freely to us. And I try to live and breathe that every day.
And it shows. It does. Makes life easier. So much easier.
It does, because then you don't have to stress about who's doing this and who's doing what. I don't need that kind of drama in my life.
No.
Angela says she joined the Painters Clubhouse today. Congratulations, Angela.
Yay, Angela. Welcome, PC sister. I have a friend that I've been working on for 2 years to get her in it. I just got a text message before this that she had just joined.
What's her name? Does she mind saying it on here?
Crystal King, King.
Okay.
She's at work right now, so she's probably not. Well, she may be. I don't know.
Maybe embarrassed if we call her out on live.
Yeah, she
Congratulations,
will.
Crystal.
Yeah, she will. I
and
used to
she'll
work with her
and she'll have a
before.
wonderful accountability buddy with you, to be able to do some of these crafts together. So
Yeah,
that'd
because
be
we're
good
just
for her.
5 minutes from each other. That's another thing with Painters Clubhouse. I am just amazed. No matter where we go, where we're heading out on vacation, whatever trip we're doing, somebody will message me, hey, I live right there. So every vacation for the last 2 years, I have met at least one and sometimes more Painters Clubhouse sisters while on vacation. And some of them are now just daily friends that we talk and chat, all the time. And it is just a family. It's not a club. It is a family. And I look forward every day to read messages. And, I've been painting for 34 years. About to be 65 years young. But
Young.
when I was, looking for something, I've been painting forever. I'd never really painted on door hangers. You got me started on that. But I just needed a community like this, somebody to kind of give me confidence and just somebody to talk to, and like-minded women,
Yeah.
that, you can go show this to somebody that doesn't paint and they're like, oh, yeah, that's good. But we know what we put into it and
hmm
what goes into it. And it's just been wonderful. And I don't care what time, night or day it is. If I have a question or something I'm trying to figure out, I can pop a question in there in about 10 seconds. Somebody has an answer. I
hmm
was going live last year when it was still going live was new to me. I'm not a technical person. Tamara will be the first to tell you that. But and Facebook had changed the whole format. And I'm one that once you get it some way, leave it there so I know where it is. But they had changed everything 5 minutes before a very important live that I was doing on somebody else's work and had it all set up. And I couldn't figure it out. And I was just about in tears. So I popped a question in there. And within, I'm telling you, seconds, I had the answers. The live went smooth. Nobody on that live ever knew anything any different. I
Yeah.
mean, that's just how quick they are to respond. And it's just wonderful.
I agree. Carol Chapman's with us. She said, I know both of you. Carol is the one who helped us connect with one another. If it wasn't for
Yes.
her, we might not have ever found each other.
Yeah. Well, Carol, I'll see you tonight at church.
And then Crystal's with us as well. She said, it's me. I'm the friend.
Yes, she is. She is. Welcome. Now I can call you PC sister.
That's true. Yep. And Sandy wants to know, does Pam have a Facebook page?
I do. Young at Heart Creations.
Yep. So y'all look her up, Young at Heart Creations. Everybody is saying that you do beautiful work and that you are such a great cheerleader for all of our Painters Clubhouse sisters.
Oh, well, thank you so. And that's the kind of group it is. We are our own worst critics, and you say that all the time on here, and we are. I'll look at my stuff and I'll go, oh, but I'm going to go ahead and post it anyway. And just the comments, they give you so much confidence, and they're not going to lie. I mean, if there's something on there that they think you need to fix or you need to add or maybe just take away, or they're going to tell you in a loving way. I've never had any negative criticism.
Mhm.
It's always been positive criticism. I don't even want to use the word criticism. I don't think I've ever even had criticism on here. It's the most positive group. And it's like, hey,
Feedback.
yeah, just one little difference will,
Mhm.
will make a difference on your piece. And so they've all just been just wonderful. Some of them have started calling me Grandma Pam. So I'm going to take that as a compliment to those of you that have been calling me that. But yes, I will take it.
I think it's because you have such a loving, like maternal sort of feeling about you. I even kind of feel like you're like a surrogate grandmother to me as well, because when you talk to me, it makes me feel like encouraged in the same way a grandmother would encourage me too. So I'm not going to get emotional,
I
but
know. Don't get me started. I promised I was not going to cry because the tears would definitely start flowing. But I love people so much, and I adore children. And, I've been very maternal since I was 5 years old. All I wanted to be was a mommy. Five
yeah.
years old, I can remember going, I'm going to be a mommy someday. And So I'm kind of mommy to everybody I meet. It doesn't matter how old or young you are. I mean, that's just the way I do. And working in
Yeah.
the school system, my husband told me, it is illegal to bring other people's children home. You can't bring them home. And so, and I could have brought a lot of them home, but I didn't. But yes, I'm very maternal. I have to admit it. But that's a good thing.
Yeah, my mother told me growing up that I was the mother hen. That was the term she used. She said I mother hen everybody. If I had a little brother or a little cousin or anybody, I was always mother henning them. So I think it comes naturally to some people.
It does. Yes, it does. Well, Painters Clubhouse has just been, like I said, a family, an extended family since, I was a painter, but I wasn't ever very business minded in the technical part of it. I started a craft show here with our band boosters about 23 years ago, and I coordinated and ran that with their help, for 18 years, and was very successful with that. But that wasn't my own business, and I never really thought about all that would go into it. But through Painters Clubhouse, I mean, I now own my own business. I retired from my day job, and I will be honest with you, I was not profitable last year because of a lot of things that happened. COVID. I was caretaker for my mom. She had an accident, and then we got COVID. And just so last year was just not a good year. It would have been so easy to just say, I'm done. I'm just not going to do it anymore. But I got on Painters Clubhouse with some of the people on there, and they're going, no way, you can't. And so they just encourage each other, and we all have our off days, our down days, and it's not all peaches and cream. I mean, it's work. It really is. But yes, but once you start talking to all these other women that have been through it, you learn that you're not the only one that has, even you, as successful and wonderful as you and your business is. I know you have days where you just want to go in the room, close the door, and just have Tamara moment, and those are hard to find with a successful business like you have. Excuse me. But everybody in here pulls you out of that, gets you out of that, pulls you up, lifts you up, and then it's your turn to lift someone else up. It just goes around constantly. We're lifting each other up. Yes, we paint and we craft and we have our businesses, but it's more personal than that for me. I mean, it's just a group of 1,500, 2,000 friends that I can call on at any time. We're all different. It's very diverse, but we are all very unified in what we do and why we do it, and lifting each other up. And it's just been fantastic.
I think for a lot of us, our core
Penny.
values and things we hold dear are very similar. And so that's what makes us get along so well and connect with each other.
Yes, ma'am.
Vashie Miller says Pam Savage is a great inspiration. I think we've got a little bit of a lag in the internet, and it could be my house because there's storms headed our way today. They're supposed to hit in about an hour or so.
Well, we had those storms last morning, so I knew you were getting them. I was going to say, I did do craft shows, but now, if you'd have told me 2 years ago that I would be doing Facebook Lives, I would have laughed. I don't want to say in your face, but I would have just laughed at you. That's technical. I don't do that. But Tamara, we had a moment a couple of years ago, and you were doing Paint Profit then, and you were talking to me, and you were like, get out of that comfort zone. You can too. You can push a button, and in the sweetest way. It was like, just put your mind to it and you could do it. And so because of Painters Clubhouse and Tamara, I'm doing Facebook Lives now. I even have my YouTube channel. I just in the last 2 weeks have learned how to upload the videos. I know y'all are all saying, yeah, we all do. I don't do those things, but I'm pushing myself out of that comfort zone, and so it is a great group for that. It's go ahead.
I was just going to say, Cindy has said that she is terrified to do a live. So do you have any advice for Miss Cindy? She's a fellow PC sister.
Yes, I do, because I still go back and do this at least once a month. Go watch Tamara's very first How to Make a Bow live. And okay, we do. I can tell we do have a lag, but if you will go back and watch Tamara's very first live making a bow, it was just amazing. I think the camera fell twice, or your phone fell twice during the live, and you were very nervous. You could tell you were very nervous, but you did it, and look where you are now. So my advice would be just what I did do before my lives, I videoed myself as if I were doing a live. I did that several times to get myself comfortable with the phone or whatever you're using, iPad. So I videoed myself several times doing it. If I were live, and then I actually went live, I was still nervous, but then I was much more comfortable. And I'll be honest, every time, 5 minutes before a live, as many times as I've done it now, I get a little nervous because you never know what's going to go wrong. A couple of months ago, I was doing a live and I shook a bottle of paint. The lid wasn't on top. It went all over this back wall, went all the piece that I was painting, and and I just said, "Hey, I told you it's real." What happens here happens here. So they're going to be very forgiving, and I just say go for it. Just try it. If it's not for you, you have to do it again. But I promise, once you get started, you love that communication and that ship. I started out with 20-something followers.
Sorry, it's hard to tell when it when it stops and when it starts because it lags. And I thought you were done talking. I don't mean to talk over you. I was just going to say, Leanne LeBuick, I never say her name right. Says that she's proud of you. She's watching in the comments.
My Canada buddy. See, we know it. People from everywhere. She's in Canada, and if I ever come to Canada, I'm going to see her.
Okay. So before we wrap up here, I want to know, because I know like one of your biggest areas for growth has been like being more confident in yourself and in your painting abilities and maybe in doing the Facebook Lives and all of that. But what goals do you have for the next year or so moving forward that we can help you with in the Painters Clubhouse?
Well, of course, they federal this year. So one, but I haven't thought a lot about this until some of my followers have contacted me in the last asking me to do something on that scale, but just a membership where we could offer a little more one-on-one, and so I've got that in the works. So that I would, my husband is retiring in November and he's going to be working for me. He's going to take over all the technical part of it. Yay. I do all my wood cutting and, but he can do it too. But so he's going to be able to help with that. So that's very exciting for me. I want to learn Procreate. I'm saving up now for an iPad. I have it. It's not up to date. So I want to do Procreate so I can start selling more templates. The templates I have on my website are just hand drawn, but they've been selling like crazy. I sit and noodle them, and I didn't think they would ever sell. I just threw them on there for $2 a piece, and they've been selling like crazy. So, that's great. But I'd like to get a little more professional in that area with Procreate. And then my main goal, as always, is just get more. How much I'm going to be here on this earth. I know 65 is young, but I do have a lot. So product. I was and other that be painting or whatever it is, whatever your talent is. Just do it to the fullest, enjoy it, and I just want to share it with others and it is so exciting at the parties to see someone come in that has never painted before and that has been drugged there by their daughter or mother or whatever. And I have one lady come in just pretty much kicking and screaming. and didn't want to be there. And she left the party. She came and found me. She said, I just want to tell you, this is the most fun I have ever had in my life. And look what I did. That made it for me, so that's what I love more than anything.
Yeah, I always I love it when at my previous paint parties when I used to do them, there was always one or two people who you could tell like about 75% of the time they were there, they acted like they were having a horrible time. Like they acted like they were just so
Yeah.
frustrated and so like aggravated with themselves. But during that last like hour or last 30 minutes, when it all starts coming together, it's like an about face. All of a sudden they're like, this was so much fun. I enjoyed this. I'm so proud of
Yeah.
myself. And it's so funny to see that.
To see them, because we do the same thing through the process. It's always ugly before it's pretty, and they just see the ugly. But when it finally comes together, it's like, oh, and that little light bulb, you can see it go on. And that's what Painters Clubhouse does. There's so many beginners, there's so many very experienced, talented painters. But when we all come together and help each other, I mean, you're gonna, whatever level you are right now, by being in the Painters Clubhouse, your level is going to go up at least one. At least one. It is worth every penny that I have spent on it. And every year I go, oh, do I need to spend that much money? And then I go, I can't not spend that much money. It is just, it gets me through a lot of days, and it is making me money. It is. So try it for 1 year. You're not locked in. It's not a 10-year contract. You can get out at any time if you need to, but I promise once you get in, you're not going to want to get out. It's just part of our family now. Even my husband knows a lot about it. He'll go, oh, I hear Tamara. Yes.
They know that it's so good for us mentally and emotionally. It kind of fills our cup on days when we need it.
It does.
Everybody in the comments
really
says they
does.
agree.
And you, y'all are asking about, paint parties or Facebook Lives or craft shows. You're welcome to private message me or contact me. Tamara's got my number if anybody, or just go on my page and ask for it. But I will tell you what I know. I don't know near what some know, but I know what I've done and what I've learned through the process. And paint parties have been successful. The craft show was really great. I have a lot of good tips on your booths. I've been through all the mistakes and lots of mistakes, but I've a lot of tips too. So I would be happy to help anybody on here. We PC sisters stick together.
She says her family knows Tamara's voice well too. And they know it's her paint time. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Miss Pam. It's been a pleasure getting to talk to you.
Well, it's so hard being so far away. I told my husband next year I want to go to Kentucky and see our girl. But we will see you in Dallas. I cannot wait. But if anybody is on the fence about joining Painters Clubhouse and you want to privately talk to me as a member, not as somebody trying to sell Painters Clubhouse, I will be happy to talk to you. I will be honest with you. I don't have anything negative to say about it. I just honestly don't. It's just been wonderful.
Miriam Brooks has just commented. She said, I'm so inspired by you, and I just joined Painters Clubhouse. Congratulations, Miriam.
Yay! Yay! Going to.
Oh, it keeps freezing up. All right. Well, I'm going to let you go, Miss Pam. I'm going to stay on for just a couple minutes and see if anybody has any more questions about Clubhouse and kind of explain what it is, just in case somebody may have just hopped on and has no clue what we're talking about. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in July in Dallas. I think Pam's video may have completely frozen up. I don't know. I thought maybe it was mine, but I think maybe it might have been hers. Thank you for saying that, Debbie. Everybody is commenting about Painters Clubhouse over here. Yvonne joined last night. Congratulations, Yvonne. I'm excited for you. If you're new here and you have no clue what we're talking about the membership, the Painters Clubhouse. It's a place where you can come to learn door hanger painting. We teach two new designs every month. Plus, you have access to over 100 different designs that are in our library. I've got a little picture I can kind of show you. There's a sneak peek. So each one of those is Painters Clubhouse designs that are in our library. That one at the very top, that with the flowers that says welcome, that's a new one that we will be teaching in April, along with this one right here. That one also is new. We'll be teaching that one in April. So as soon as you join, we'll be teaching that the very first month. So each month you get two new designs, and all the designs come with video tutorials that are going to help you learn how to do these techniques, how to do the hand lettering. We even have videos for bow making and all kinds of things. A couple days ago, I did a video showing a virtual tour of the inside of the library. So if you're curious, like what all's in there, go watch that video. It is up on my YouTube channel and also further down on my Facebook page here. Now, all these designs that we teach you are original designs that you can use to sell and to teach yourself. So if you want to sell them at an upcoming craft fair, or maybe on Etsy or on your website, or to your neighbor, you are welcome to do that. You're also welcome to teach them in your local like paint parties and things like that. So just know that that is an option for you, because we want you to take what you've learned and use it to bless others, to sell these designs to others, or to teach others. But it also makes the membership more affordable, because if you can sell just one door hanger a month, it's going to make it to where you're practically painting for free. At least that's what our friend Miss Cindy Wilson has said. She said when she first joined Painters Clubhouse, she said her husband was like, I don't know if we can afford this. And she said, don't worry, I got a plan. I'm going to sell at least one door hanger. I cannot talk. I'm going to sell at least one door hanger a month. And she said, then it's like I'm painting for free. And then Julie Cook said, when I joined, I honestly thought that I would end up canceling after a month or two. But she said a whole year has passed. And she said, it's been the best decision I've ever made for myself. And that kind of reminds me of what Miss Pam was saying a minute ago. She's been in for 3 years. And she said, every year I'm like, do I need to stay in? And she said, but I realize I just can't live without it. And there's been lots of people lately who have told me that they were a member of the clubhouse and they had to leave for a few months because of either financial stress or just time constraints and not having time to do it. And they are coming back to us right now. So I think that speaks highly of our membership and how much people love it, that even after they've been gone a little while, they want to come back. It's something that they want to keep coming back to. I don't know who this is because it's only showing me Facebook users, but congratulations. She said she joined last night. She's excited and nervous at the same time. There's nothing to be nervous about. We are the most relaxed, kind group of people. You're going to fit right in. If you're nervous about your ability to do this, just know I believe in you. I believe anybody who is willing to put in the time to paint and has the desire to paint can learn to paint. Bob Ross believed that too. Michelle Landry said, I've joined the clubhouse and I can't get the bonus to play, but I hear the voice. That could be something to do with your connection. Maybe try rebooting that app or whatever you're watching it on and see if that refreshes it. Cindy said, I can't wait for Friday for April's new designs. Yes, we're coming out with our April designs on the 1st, which is Friday. Can you believe Friday is going to be April the 1st? Pam, Marie says, we all love Miss Pam. She is a treasure of the Painters Clubhouse. She is such a special person. And then somebody else said, I'm so excited. I got a raise today and it has paid for my membership. Yay. I'm so happy for you. That's okay, Miss Pam. I think you had a little bit of internet problems. And so we wrapped it up just in time. It froze up right as I was saying goodbye to you. Tony says, over a year later, and I'm still in the Painters Clubhouse. I don't always get to paint everything I want, but I do get to it eventually. That's the thing too, is I don't want you, two things. I don't want you to ever feel like you're overwhelmed by the amount of content that we give you, because it's like a mega buffet when you go in there. You know how you go in the Golden Corral and you're like, I'm really hungry. And you look at all the choices and you're like, should I eat seafood? Should I eat chicken? Should I eat steak or pizza or what? And you want to try it all, right? But you've got to make a choice because You can only digest so much at a time. It's the same thing with learning. So imagine this like a giant mega buffet, and you have to make a choice about what are you most excited to try first, and just pick one thing. And then once you get done with that one thing, you can go back and pick another thing. No need to like take 10 plates back to the table with you at once. Just start with one. And then the other thing I want you to keep in mind, Tony says exactly. The other thing I want you to keep in mind is number one, don't be overwhelmed. But number two, you're never behind. There's no such thing as being behind in the Painters Clubhouse. If you haven't had a chance to paint the Happy Flowers design that we just did in the workshop, that's okay. If you don't get to this one until July, even though we taught it in April, that's okay. If you don't paint it for 2 years, that's okay. You get to do whichever designs you want at the pace you want. This is your journey. And so if you only get to paint with us once a month, that's okay. If you want to paint with us every single week, that's okay too. You get to choose the pace at which you consume the Painters Clubhouse content, and just know that it is always there for you as long as you are a member. None of it's going away or expiring or anything like that. So you don't have to hurry up and eat it now. Tony says they will be there when I need them. Absolutely. So if you don't have any other questions about Painters Clubhouse, I'll let you go for now. But I did want to, I forgot to mention, we also do Zoom paint parties once a month in the Clubhouse. It's a great chance for you to hop on with other Clubhouse members. If you're used to painting and crafting alone at home, try crafting with us. It's a whole lot more fun when you have other ladies who are like-minded, who enjoy this sort of thing to do it with. I guarantee you'll walk away learning something or picking up a new tip from somebody, or at least making a new friend. And so that's always a good thing. And then also we have a Facebook group where we hang out. That's our community. That's where you can post pictures of your projects and you can get to know other Clubhouse members. You'll be inspired by all the really cool things they're making and doing. A lot of times we have people share pictures from their craft shows or from their paint parties or something that they just sold on Etsy. And so it's just a great supportive community to be a part of. And you don't know what you're missing until you've tried it. And for those who had to leave for a little while, they're coming back because they know what they were missing. They missed it so badly. And of course, we give you guys 2 new designs every single month. They're exclusive to the Painters Clubhouse for an entire year. So it's very special. Tracy said, I'm most excited to cut out my spring floral wagon wheel from the template I bought from you on Black Friday. It is time, Tracy, isn't it? It's coming. It's spring. We just had our first day of spring last week, I think it was. So, okay, before I go, let me remind you, tonight at 8:30 p.m. Central, it's a little later than normal because I go to Bible study on Wednesday nights. At 8:30 p.m. Central, we're going to be painting another one of these right here. I painted this one last night, but tonight we're going to change up the colors. It's going to be painted on a laser etched blank. Last night, I taught you how to use the printable template and the graphite paper, and it was sort of representative of somebody who's in stage 2 in the Painters Clubhouse. So they're kind of starting to get used to this painting thing, and they're trying a few new things like adding these little dots and some little details and things like that. But tonight we're going to be doing it as if we're more advanced. We're in stage 3 now, and we're going to start changing it up and making it our own and playing with the design a little bit more. So come and join us 8:30 p.m. Central tonight to paint the Flowers for Mom design. Let's see. Pamela says, I just signed in, but I don't see all the options. All I see is the Christmas cake hanger. Okay, that's because you're in your library. You're not in the Painters Clubhouse. So do you see a button that says Painters Clubhouse? If you click on that, it will take you actually into the Clubhouse library. So if you have any more problems, Pamela, feel free to just email customer service info@southernadornamentsdecor.com. All right. If you want to be notified when I go live next time, or I will remind you tonight by sending out a text, just text me at this number. You can screenshot it if you need to. You can also send me pictures of your projects or ask questions. I'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.